Hello everyone, welcome back to Web Dev Mentors YouTube channel, and we are watching Learning Bootstrap series. Before getting into the actual video segment, let me give you some information about Bootstrap. Bootstrap has actually released their next version of Bootstrap distribution. So the new version is version 3.2.0, and if you remember that we've been giving the tutorials for version 3.1.1. But the brighter side is there's no problem in actually migrating to version 3.2.0 from version 3.1.1. So all the tutorials that you've seen for version 3.1.1 will apply exactly same for version 3.2.0. So you don't have to worry about it, and there's not going to be much of a difference in any of the tutorials that has been made. But from now on, any of the video that has been uploaded to the YouTube channel of Web Dev Mentors will be covering version 3.2.0. So if you want to try out version 3.2.0, just download it from getbootstrap.com. It is available for download, and the other part is the documentation for Bootstrap is also updated with version 3.2.0. So when I get it in the documentation section, this documentation is for version 3.2.0. So let's get on to the actual video segment. And this video is about forms, adding forms to a website, and let's get to the forms section in the Bootstrap documentation. And this is actually the basic example of forms, and along with the version 3.2.0 update in the Bootstrap website, we're also saying that there is another additional feature added to the Bootstrap documentation. You have a copy button. This is going to actually copy the code to your clipboard so that you can place it directly on the HTML file and test it out. So first of all, let's get on to the actual documentation. We have three varieties of forms. The default form is that you'll be having the label directly below it. You'll be having the input element or the input field, and in the inline form you will be having all the input field in a single line. So the form elements will be on the same row and snap out and come to the next line only if there is no space. And the horizontal form is something that has both the label and also the input field on the same row. So elements that are in the same row will be forming a group. So we'll be getting onto it while explaining the example. I'll be giving you an introduction about the form group, so don't worry about it. And there's a lot of other stuff that adds features to your form elements and also input fields and various other elements of the forms. So we'll be getting through it in the upcoming videos. There's a lot of videos that has to be done for forms, because forms is a big and huge topic in Bootstrap. There's a lot of things and a lot of stuffs that you can add to forms using Bootstrap. So that's a very big part in Bootstrap. So first of all, I'm going to copy this code and put it on my website, but in order to do that I need a page. So I'm going to create a contact page, which we have already mentioned in our website. I'm going to create a contact page where a form is going to be used. That is going to be the contact form where people can contact me through that form. So I'm going to create a contact.html file. So this is the file I'm going to use in order to show you the example for the forms. So in order to create that website, I'm going to copy the header part, that is the head with the navigation bar, till navigation bar of course, paste it in my code, and I'm going to alter the title. So this is the contact page, contact, and I'm going to copy the footer section and also along with the JavaScripts, and I'm going to paste it at the end. So now it is very easy for me to identify where to copy, because I'm having this comment section where it says where a particular field or a particular part of my website starts. So this is how it makes it easy for you. You can comment to that particular part and check for what error has occurred if you are having any kind of errors that particular part. So it is very easy. So I recommend you, and I also encourage you to use the comment section in your website in order to make things faster and easy for you. So now I have to add some basic frames or grids in order to actually put my forms into it. So first let me actually check it whether it works fine. Yes, my navigation bar and the footer is added. So I'm going to create two columns in here, one in here in order to have my contact address displayed, one on the right side which is going to have my form that is used to contact me. So let's create all those things now. First of all, I'm going to create a container within which my column is going to be. So container, and I'm going to create another division which is going to have the rows, so within which the two columns will be available. So class row, and now I'm going to add two columns. So if you remember from the first video or any of the videos in the middle, I have mentioned that rows has to be covered up in order to make it look good. So I'm going to do with 5 in the first column, and in the second column, in order to cover up the 12 column spaces, I'm going to use the 7. So now I'm going to copy this contact address section and paste it on my 5 column space section. I'm going to add a couple of things to it to make it look different from the footer. I'm just going to add my sorry about that, too eager actually. Web to mentors, and now it's going to look good. Before getting into the actual form part, let's see how it looks. Okay, that's fine, but there's very less gap, and if you remember, we have used no margin class in our navigation bar, so I'm going to remove that. I no longer need it. So now there is a gap, and also we forgot that we have added some stylings using the panel, and we are not using that in here. So I'm going to copy the panel divisions. If you watched the last video, you might have seen that we have added some nice styling to our columns in order to make it look good and also differentiate it when you use the mobile version. So now this column is ready. I want to make it available for the next column as well, so I'm going to use it for here. Now refresh it. You can see that there's no content, of course, in that. So within that column space, I'm going to copy this example form and I'm going to paste it inside this panel body. Well, of course, it looks bad because of the bad structures. I'm going to make it look good. Of course, it's going to take time, so I'm just going to skip over it. We just do this, and it looks a little bit okay. I'm going to refresh it. You can see that the form is now up and running. So I'm going to go through each and every steps in here in brief so that you can understand in this video. And before that, I have to add a couple of headings to these panels, and I'm going to remove this. I'm going to put it over here, div class. Sorry about that. Panel heading. Just going to paste it. Class. It's going to be panel title. And I'm going to copy it. I want to use it for the form as well. So it is above the body. I'm going to change it to contact form. I'm going to refresh it. You can see that the nice styling has been given. Okay, I haven't added the break tag in here, so my line is not good. Okay, now it looks good. So this is actually how the form looks. Let's see actually what are all the different things. So let me give you some short description about what these tags each stand for. So the form tag is the tag that is actually going to start a form for you in HTML. So unless your input fields are within this form, your input fields content is not going to be submitted to any kind of form processing. So there's two more stuffs that you have to add to a form in order to make it work properly. There's going to be method. There's either post or get. I'm going to add post to it, and then the action, which states where it has to be submitted or where it has to be posted. So I'm going to leave it empty as of now, and you can see that there is a div class which has a form group. So this is actually forming the group of elements, so which has a pair. One is the label for that input field or element, and then the input fields. So this is the label that actually states this, and we're having the input, which is the type of email. So why does email? When you test it, you can find it. Just type some random text press enter, you can see that if it is not an email, you would be getting a warning that it is not an email. And the next thing that you can see is the password. So anything that you enter in here is going to be hidden. And you can see that the ID has been given. This ID is used in here, for. The label for is going to state this ID. Other thing is that the file input, that's going to actually open up a browser for you to add a file. And then a checkbox has been added. The checkbox is simple, just input type checkbox. We can add a name or ID to it to get the actual value of it. Mostly it would be simple. There's also a rounded button that is not added in this. And then finally the submit button. The type submit has to be present in each form in order to be submitted. So when you press enter, this form is going to be submitted, or when you press this particular button, the submit button, this form is going to be submitted to the file or to the location which you're going to specify in the action field. And it is going to be either posted or it is going to be submitted as a get form based on the method that you're going to say. So this is the end of this video. We just added a form into a contact page. So I'm going to add a lot of things and also alter a lot of things in this form in order to make it look like a contact form in the next video. Please stay tuned, and the next video is not going to take a long time. It's going to be uploaded so soon. And if you find this video useful, please like this video, share this video, and also please subscribe to the channel in order to make sure that you're getting every video. If you're having any kind of issues, problems, errors, please use the comment section of this video in order to contact us. We will try to help you as much as possible, and we will make sure that every comment that has been posted on this video will be getting a proper reply. And if you have any kind of suggestions or feedbacks to us, and if you're having any kind of idea that we have to improve, or if you want us to do some video on a particular topic, please let us know in the same comment section or in our Facebook page or in the Twitter feed, so that we can know it and act upon it. We are listening, and we will always listen to you. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.